Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave birth to time and space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which set a planet spinning in that space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Here it goes, dirty eyes, sweaty clothes, the routine. That I've learned to understand and know. Play my tricks, fragile mind, risk your head on me. Shut my eyes, I'm not here. There must be some mistake. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious.
I really didn't want to talk about this game. And I told myself I would never buy this game. But I was curious, and if I'm going to talk shit about this game, and the game is supposed to be Kojima's masterpiece, I hate to bust your bubble, but this is not it. A little backstory about Death Stranding and how it came to be, and people are just on his cocktail that this game is going to be his magnum opus. Well, it's not. And the criticism that the people are giving are right. And the people who are calling this his masterpiece, he's a genius, whatever, it's not. And why I say it's going to offend a lot of fanboys, and I'm a fan of Kojima's work in the past, and I think this one kind of broke me because I was kind of disappointed on Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. It started off great and just ended badly. Just like this. It started off great, but it ended badly. And and I think that Kojima peaked at Metal Gear Solid 3. And I'm gonna say it. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, was his best work. And how can I put this? How well, when you start playing a game that you know kind of hooks you in with the trailers, and if you want to play a game that hooks you in because of the story, that's fine. But Kojima's past work was always about the story. It didn't focus on gameplay. It didn't focus on too much of breaking, the rules when it comes down to his gameplay. But his stories did. His stories did break the rules of his storytelling, and his commentary towards the world, and the message that he's trying to put out. Sometimes it's not even a message. Most of his games were, it's just stories, and a good one at that. If you ever play Snatcher or Police Knots, you should, because those are pure sci-fi, cyberpunk stories that could match up to Blade Runner, or maybe some other shit. But this one, I think that he got into his own hype, and how he got into this Kojima, or I'm crazy, or I'm loony Kojima. Well, that's part right, and I was not into that. And when I played all his, like, I would say his Metal Gear games, I didn't play all of them, just the Metal Gear. I was kind of like hooked into the story of that there's a troubled soldier who's trying to get out, and then the government keeps pulling back in, and it's how most soldiers are addicted to war, or not even that. And halfway towards 4, it was becoming this commentary, and then 5 was just, say, bullshit. I never really enjoyed 5 as much, and Death Stranding had the Metal Gear 5, Solid 5 vibe. And, well, the story went in that direction towards the end, and spoiler, you're not missing much. You already kind of got the gist of it halfway through. And as for me, it just wasn't a really good game. I didn't see it as a story or a movie. I saw it as, well, if he claims that this was going to break the fourth wall, and he claims that this game is going to be, any different that came before, and creating something new, I hate to say it, it didn't. And I was kind of hoping this would be good. I was kind of hoping this game would actually end up being, something new. And it wasn't. Because when you play Sam Delivery Boy Porter, it kind of made no sense. It's that he's trying to save the world by delivering one package at a time. I joked around that it's a FedEx simulator in future 2030. And I could never really got behind that. Well, what can a delivery man do? And it's dawned on me, it's like that movie, The Postman, with Kevin Costner. And it made sense if it was just, didn't have the fate of the world, at stake, that made him so important, made him this great, savior of delivering a package because people are afraid to go outside syndrome. And this game doesn't have very subtle commentary that how society today is like that we um we can't live outside no more because of bullshit, that we stuck inside of our internet or YouTube, Twitter. We're stuck behind our walls, afraid to go outside, and you know, politics, blah blah blah. Yeah, we get it. But the first hour was interesting because you're kind of like, oh well, it looks great, it looks pretty. You know, it can't be all bad. By the time that you get into fourth hour, you realize that wow, this is all the game is. It doesn't change after that. You're focused on the same thing over and over again. and and the animation and the walking and all that just didn't feel right. It didn't feel that this game was a game. And the more I play it, the more I kind of like, okay, how can this get any worse? Well, when the world opens more, and does open towards like I think third episode, and yeah, it's episodes by the way. It became this this frustration, like if I want to go somewhere and I want to get there fast because some packages has like a time limit, you didn't go where you wanted to go because of say challenges along the way. And like the rain, it brings out the enemy. It brings out these BTs or ghosts or beach things that it sounds stupid. Because you're gonna hear beach a lot in this game, you know. So stealth is an important factor, but it done so lazy. Alright, and it's unforgiving. My biggest challenge wasn't the BTs, it was the humans. It was, you know, these package crack addiction, you know, enemies that they want to deliver your packages. You know, I was like, yeah, fuck it, do it for me. But you know, they call mules, and these things was annoyance. These things were a pain in the ass because they have beacons set up everywhere, and then you had to cross this part of the land to get to your route. And you could say, oh, I could take the long way, but the long way, you have the enemy in that side, so you can't win. So yeah, 50-50, you know, each way you go. So, and these mules, they could find you a good distance. They could spot you, and you're like, well, they're like, huh? And then they go after you, and then they check to that spot, and then they ping your packages. You don't get these upgrades until it's halfway towards the game. To combat these things, to combat the BTs, combat the mules. And so you're mostly walking one area after another, and it becomes this stupid, you know, backtracking just to get an item that you could have had in the beginning of the game. So it wouldn't take forever. It wouldn't take like 40 hours just to get, you know, past an enemy that you might, you know, have problems on in the beginning of the game. And I was not really like hoping to beat it because it naturally got to me and naturally almost made me quit. And it just hit me hard. It just hit me to the point that I can't. The fucking rocks. Every time I get every time I try and get an area, there's so many damn rocks. Your bike can't, you know, possibly get stuck in tiny rocks, but it can. And then you have to keep adjusting and try and keep, you know, pushing forward. And it runs on batteries. When you get the truck, it runs on batteries, but the truck is worse because it has this bouncy feel. It has this you know, weight towards them, and actually no, not overweight. It doesn't have weight to them. It doesn't have this, you know, this like, route to get through with vehicles. So you're mostly constantly fighting it, and you're mostly constantly get aggravated, because if you want to get, a quick getaway, just to, for any reason, or just want to get in the area that you want quicker, that's impossible. So most of the time you're just traveling, and these are long travels too, and the packages is just fragile as all hell, and sometimes it just ends up, it's just a lot to take in. And what really also got me is babysitting. And babysitting this damn fucking child was, a real pain in the ass, because it has some beneficial. It does help you see the ghost, but that's it. Yeah, so I don't recommend people to buy this. I really don't recommend people to actually really go out and seek this out full price. Buy it when it comes down. I was like $2, because it's not worth your time. And again, it wasted a lot of my time. It wasted a lot, and it's not worth it. And yeah, Kojima, sorry, but 2 for 2. You kind of failed. Don't make any more games. Clearly, you don't really want to. Alright, this is John the Average Gamer, and catch you guys next time.